If you are a fan of Game of Thrones, then you will undoubtedly find ancient Chinese history captivating. While Game of Thrones tells the story of seven kingdoms, in China 2,500 years ago, over 100 states engaged in open and covert rivalries playing out a real-life Game of Thrones. Nominally, these states submitted to the supreme authority of the Zhou Son of Heaven. But as their power gradually grew, they began to disregard the Zhou King's authority. They then plunged into intense struggles, forming alliances and rivalries, with larger states annexing smaller ones, waging wars for centuries. Finally, in 221 BC, Qin Shi Huang unified China, establishing the foundational structure of the nation we know today. If you were left unsatisfied by the conclusion of Game of Thrones Season 7, or if you still crave more of its intricate storytelling, welcome to follow me as I narrate the Chinese version of the Game of Thrones, a tale with even more dramatic twists and turns. In our last episode, we recounted how Jishi, wife of Yongjiu, a senior official of Zheng, got her husband drunk and learned that he had been ordered to assassinate her own father. Under ancient Chinese patriarchal norms, a married daughter was considered spilled water severed from her natal family, becoming her husband's property who should obey him unconditionally. Yet a daughter's love for her father is natural human feeling. How should she choose? Let's continue. When she overheard her drunken husband reveal Duke Li of Zheng's secret order to kill her father, she was startled. What should I do? She murmured anxiously, pacing back and forth in the room. After just 2 steps, she heard her husband snort nasally. You rest assured, just watch that old fool's head. These fragmented words struck Jishi's heart like hammer blows. Distraught, she sat alone under the lamplight, recalling her life experiences. As her parents' youngest daughter, she had been dearly loved and nearly always indulged. Why then had they ignored her wishes regarding marriage? She never wanted to marry Yongjiu of Song. Yet her mother pleaded with tearful eyes. Now her husband planned to kill her father. What should she do? I must ask mother, does she still expect unconditional obedience to my husband? She thought. She stayed awake all night, longing for dawn yet dreading it, wondering how to face the day. When roosters crowed thrice and eastern skies whitened, Yongjiu sobered up. She attentively served him tea, exceptionally solicitous. Seizing this chance to verify the truth, she smiled. I already know about the ruler ordering you to plot Chief Minister Ji's assassination. Yongjiu's head buzzed upon hearing this, his hands trembling slightly after scanning the unchanged surroundings. He quickly regained composure and laughed. Don't joke about such matters, nothing like this exists. Observing her husband's changed expression, she felt half confirmed. Smiling again, she said, You said it yourself last night, why hide it from me now? Seeing he couldn't deny it, Yongjiu revealed his ferocity, roaring, So what if it's true? What will you do? While repeatedly glancing at the sword hanging on the wall. Instead of panicking, she calmly responded, Look how flustered you are, quite amusing. And you call yourself a real man. How can you achieve great things without steadiness? Yongjiu couldn't tell whether this was reproach, sympathy, or sarcasm. Anxious to know his wife's stance, he pressed, Now that you know, what do you intend to do? She remained natural, smiling, How silly you are. Haven't you heard obey fathers before marriage, obey husbands after? Why don't you understand this basic principle? Then feigning hurt, she added, Since you distrust me, I'd rather die cleanly, and made to grab the wall sword. Yongjiu hurriedly stopped her. Don't do this, madam. I'll tell you everything. He then disclosed the entire assassination plot against her father. She listened solemnly, occasionally nodding or shaking her head slightly. After hearing everything, she said, Your plan seems good, but I fear it may fail. Yongjiu stared blankly. Why? She explained, My father's movements are always unpredictable. If he doesn't go when the time comes, won't your whole plan collapse? Yongjiu hadn't considered this, realizing Zheng's worldly experience might indeed make him avoid the trap. He felt grateful for his wife's cleverness and sincerely asked for solutions. She appeared deeply conflicted, pondering before saying, "Only I can return home to persuade him. If he listens to me, he'll gladly attend." Yongju said admiringly and pleadingly, "You're truly resourceful, madam. After success, I'll replace your father as chief minister. You'll be the chief minister's wife, sharing the glory." Agreed. Yongju sent Jishi ahead to her parental home. Smiling again, she said, "You said it yourself last night. Why hide it from me now?" Seeing he couldn't deny it, Yongju revealed his ferocity. Roaring, "So what if it's true? What will you do?" while repeatedly glancing at the sword hanging on the wall. Instead of panicking, She calmly responded, "Look how flustered you are, quite amusing. And you call yourself a real man. How can you achieve great things without steadiness?" Yongjiu couldn't tell whether this was reproach, sympathy, or sarcasm, anxious to know his wife's stance. He pressed, "Now that you know, what do you intend to do?" She remained natural, smiling, "How silly you are. Haven't you heard obey fathers before marriage, obey husbands after? Why don't you understand this basic principle?" Then feigning hurt, she added, "Since you distrust me, I'd rather die cleanly," and made to grab the wall sword. Yongju hurriedly stopped her. "Don't do this, madam. I'll tell you everything." He then disclosed the entire assassination plot against her father. She listened solemnly, occasionally nodding or shaking her head slightly. After hearing everything, she said, "Your plan seems good, but I fear it may fail." Yongju stared blankly. "Why?" She explained, "My father's movements are always unpredictable. If he doesn't go when the time comes, won't your whole plan collapse?" Yongju hadn't considered this, realizing Jizhong's worldly experience might indeed make him avoid the trap. He felt grateful for his wife's cleverness and sincerely asked for solutions. She appeared deeply conflicted, pondering before saying, "Only I can return home to persuade him. If he listens to me, he'll gladly attend." Yongju said admiringly and pleadingly, "You're truly resourceful, madam. After success, I'll replace your father as chief minister. You'll be the chief minister's wife, sharing the glory." Agreed. Yongju sent Jishi ahead to her parental home. Returning home, Jishi greeted her mother respectfully without revealing Yongju's plot. Sitting beside her mother while chatting casually, she probed her mother's attitudes. Childishly, she asked, "Mom, who's closer, father or husband?" Her mother chided affectionately, "Silly child. Growing older but foolish. Both are close." Unaware of her daughter's troubles, she thought she was being playful like childhood. Unsatisfied, the daughter pressed, "Mom, everyone knows both are close. But carefully compared, who's closer?" The mother half jokingly, half seriously replied, "Need you ask? Father is closer." The daughter dug deeper. Why is father closer than husband? Honestly, the mother couldn't fully explain but said, "Don't you understand this obvious truth? Before marriage, did you know your husband? But your father was predetermined. When choosing husbands, if one wasn't satisfactory, you could pick another, but could you arbitrarily choose your father? Moreover, if your husband is bad or dies, you can remarry and find another, but can you replace your father? Can you be reborn?" The mother laughed involuntarily. These careless, teasing words struck Ji as addressing her dilemma exactly. Tearfully, she said, "You always advised obeying my husband, but today I must save my father. I can't consider my husband anymore." She revealed Yongju's entire assassination plot to her mother. When the mother heard this, she was greatly startled. She hurriedly reported everything exactly as told to Jizhong. After hearing it, Jizhong thought for a moment and said, "Don't publicize this matter yet. Let our daughter stay here temporarily. Don't let her contact anyone, and especially don't allow her to return home yet. I'll have my own plan when the time comes." On the day appointed, Jizhong was ordered to go to the eastern suburbs to provide disaster relief. He wore double-layered armor beneath his robes and had his trusted General Cheng I lead over 10 warriors wearing armor and carrying short swords and daggers to follow him. He also dispatched another senior general to lead over 100 warriors patrolling the suburbs to provide support and prevent unexpected incidents. When Zheng arrived at the eastern suburbs, Yongjiu went to meet him halfway, showering him with flattery. Zheng conversed and laughed naturally, as if completely unaware of what was about to happen. Yongjiu prepared an extremely lavish banquet to entertain Zheng. Zheng said very politely, "We're all here for state affairs, why go to such trouble?" Yongjiu replied, "You are our senior statesman who has worked hard for the country. This is just a small token of respect." As he spoke, he filled a wine cup to the brim, knelt before Zheng, and presented it with both hands. Zheng didn't decline but reached to take the wine with one hand while helping Yongjiu up with the other. Zheng first grasped Yongjiu's right arm with his left hand, then took the wine cup with his right hand. Just as the cup reached his hand, he pretended to slip, spilling the wine on the ground. When the wine hit the ground, toxic fumes immediately rose in a cloud of smoke, bubbling like a boiling pot. Zheng shouted loudly, "How dare you, fool, plot against me? Tie him up and execute him." The warriors, already prepared, rushed forward and dragged Yongjiu out. The soldiers Duke Li had previously stationed in ambush in the suburbs were also scattered east and west by Zheng's arranged fighters. Seeing the plan had failed, Duke Li grew extremely anxious. Knowing he could no longer maintain his position in Zheng, he fled overnight to Kai. Zheng sent envoys to Wei to bring back Gongzi Hu, restoring him as ruler. After Hu returned, Tu repeatedly sought help from Song, Lu Kai, and Wei to attack Zheng. Fortunately, Zheng had defensive strategies that repelled the attacking armies each time. Feeling that passive defense alone wasn't sustainable, Zheng decided to go to Qi to seek help from Duke Shang of Qi. Unexpectedly, while Zheng was in Qi, Zheng's general Gao Zumi took the opportunity to kill Hu and made another of Duke Zhuang's sons, Wei, the new ruler. He sent people to summon Zheng back to Zheng from Qi. Duke Shang of Qi had long wanted to dominate the feudal lords but lacked sufficient prestige, hoping to accomplish influential deeds to enhance his reputation. He heard that Wei of Zheng had his general Gao Zumi kill Hu to seize the throne, and decided to make Wei his target. After consideration, he devised a golden hook fishing plan, sending a letter inviting Wei to a meeting at Shuzi in Qi, supposedly to discuss forming an alliance between the two states. Wei received the letter with great joy. "I was just worrying about isolation. For a major state like Qi to actively befriend us shows they value us." He prepared to bring Gao Zumi and Zheng to the meeting. Zheng pleaded illness and declined to go, so Wei only brought Gao Zumi. After their departure, Minister Yuan Fan privately asked Zheng, "The new ruler wanted to bring you to establish relations with Qi, why didn't you go?" Zheng said, "The ruler of Qi is cruel and violent with long-standing hegemonic ambitions. His behavior is hard to predict. For a major state to befriend a minor state without reason must involve deception. We shouldn't rashly attend. But the new ruler distrusts me, he wouldn't listen even if I warned him." Yuan Fan said nothing more but thought, "People say Zheng is exceptionally wise, I'll see if his words prove true." Wei and Gao Zumi arrived as scheduled at Shuzi, where Duke Shang awaited them with generals like Wangzi Chengfu and Guanji Fu. After meeting, Duke Shang waved his hand, and warriors on both sides arrested Wei and Gao Zumi. He publicly announced their crimes of killing the ruler Hu and usurping the throne, declaring their death sentence to uphold justice and eliminate treacherous ministers. As Wei and Gao Zumi tried to defend themselves, Duke Shang waved again. Wangzi Chengfu and Guanji Fu led over 100 warriors who pushed Wei and Gao Zumi out for execution. After executing them, Duke Shang sent a message to Zheng. "The treacherous ministers who killed your ruler have been punished. You may establish a new ruler so our states can maintain eternal friendship." When news reached Zheng, Yuan Fan gave a thumbs up and said, "Zheng is truly a master strategist, I can't match him." The ministers collectively deliberated establishing Gongzi Yi as the new ruler. During Duke Zhuang's time, Zheng had been a powerful state with high prestige. After his death, his sons Hu Tu-wei and Yi fought incessantly for the throne, plunging the nation into chaos with internal wars. State affairs were neglected, and people couldn't maintain production. Thus Zheng gradually weakened. Without national strength, they could only follow behind major states. From then on, Zheng transformed from a powerful state into a weak one.